Welcome to the J-Max Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Jason Maxwell. Today's episode, I'm going to teach you how to build your best chest in only 5 minutes per day. It's a pretty simple method, and if it's only 5 minutes, I think anyone can do it, and that's why I want to share this with you today. Now, not everybody is built the same genetically. You hear a lot of guys talking about online how they're chicken legs, they're ashamed of their legs, whatever. I'm the opposite. I'm like a T-Rex. My legs have always been probably my best body part, but my upper body struggled, especially when I first started training right out of high school. Like my legs would grow no problem, but my upper body, oh my gosh, like it was rough. So, I trained. 5 years into training, it seemed like everything in my body, every part of my body was growing except my chest. And that was pretty frustrating. Imagine like going into the gym, giving it your all, and it's still not enough. Something was wrong with my chest. It was not growing. So I started specializing and I started doing basically everything I could to try to bring up the chest. It worked like okay, but I still was not happy with the progress. I wanted a bigger and better chest. And a little thing happened to me. I was visiting the military base near my hometown, and this is when this all just clicked. I looked at everyone there, and all the guys had like these big wicked chests, and I was like, man, these guys are built like great. Their chests are awesome. And then it just freaking hit me like a bulldozer. These guys are doing push-ups all the time. And I thought, it's got to be the push-ups that are helping them build these great, amazing chests. So I went home and I decided, okay, I'm going to do push-ups every day because these guys are doing push-ups every single day. And I'm going to do this on top of my workouts. So I'm still going to train my chest like 2 to 3 times per week, but I'm going to do push-ups every single day. So I'm going to be getting a lot of chest stimulus. So here's what I did. I did a set of push-ups, as many as I could, with perfect form, so without losing any form. Then I rested 1 minute, and then I did as many push-ups as I could, again with perfect form, without losing any reps due to form. So just full range of motion. I tallied that down. I think it was something like 30 something reps. So let's say freeze 33 total reps. The first set was like 20. The second set was like 13 reps. Then the next day, my goal was to just do one more total rep using the same protocol. So I did as many reps as I could in the push-up, rested 60 seconds, did as many reps as I could in the push-up, rested 60 seconds, and then did as many reps as I could until I got my total for that day, which was 34. Then on day 2, I did one more push-up, 35. Next day, 36. Next day, 37. Next day, 38. And I kept going until like 90 days. And within 90 days, so about 3 months, my chest grew better than it did in the past 3 years of training. And that's the only thing I did differently. I did all the specialization programs before. I trained my chest. I trained with all rep ranges. I used novel exercises. And the one thing that worked the best on my chest was just doing push-ups every single day. Now, I've replicated this with many clients too. They've done it and it's worked really well for them as well. So if you want to build your chest, you just need to do that protocol. Figure out your max number of push-ups that you can do in 2 sets, resting 60 seconds in between. And then you're just going to add 1 rep every single day. And you don't need to stop at the 90 days. You can just keep doing this indefinitely. You can do this up like a year later. It doesn't matter. Now, this protocol is actually very similar to one that I found that Chad Waterbury was using with his high-frequency training program. So both protocols work really well. I prefer my method because it's very foolproof and it's tailored to you. So give it a try, and in the next 90 days, I guarantee you're going to put some great growth onto your chest. Now, here's one point that I didn't mention that is very, very important. You need to try to feel your chest working. So you need to purposely contract the chest as hard as you can so it's almost cramping up. Now, speaking from experience, I know this is super difficult, especially if you have like a crappy chest. Because I think part of the genetics, the problem with having a bad chest is genetically you have more trouble flexing your pecs. So once you're training yourself to flex your pecs and then flex your pecs hard, contract those pecs while you're doing your push-ups through the full range and try to focus on feeling it in your chest. Now, I know for me, when I first started training my chest, I didn't ever feel it in my chest. I felt it in my front of my shoulders. So your goal is to just play around until you can finally contract your chest. One thing that helped me was just squeezing my hands together and pushing together as hard as possible and then trying to feel that into my chest. And once I felt the contraction in my chest, then I carried it over into my workouts. So when you're doing that push-up routine, try to focus the feeling into the chest, the contractions into the chest. You're going to get a way better pump. You're going to put some tension into the muscles, and that's going to allow your muscles to grow. And that's the whole point of this. So use the push-up routine, learn how to contract your pecs, and you're going to build your best chest ever in only 5 minutes per day. Guys, I am Jason Maxwell, here from JMax Fitness, and I'll be talking to you guys next time.